They just don't exist. Sacrifices are necessary. You can't gain anything without losing something first. Although, if you can endure that pain and walk away from it, you'll find that you now have a heart strong enough to overcome any obstacle. Yeah, a heart made full metal.
What up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Full Metal Analysis. We got a few things going on in the sports world. The Pistons draft, so-called, I'll call it so-called draft, and the Lions got things going on with off season and signings and whatnot. So, Marcus, man, the Pistons got heard they got the fifth pick. What's going on with the Pistons, man?
So the talk of the town right now is that for the third straight year, the Detroit Pistons will be drafting in that fifth spot. Yesterday they lost the draft lottery again. This is the third year where they've had or have been tied with the worst record in the NBA. And for the third time in a row, they've dropped the worst they could possibly drop.
But check it out, man. Like, I've been hearing all these. Everybody's all upset because we got the fifth spot again, which is understandable. But I also been hearing like there's wasn't any value in that first pick anyway. So what do it matter?
So just like last year, the Wembanyama sweepstakes, everybody was big on Victor. I wasn't big on Victor. I was worried about him being able to stay healthy. Turns out the dude is legit. Rookie of the year, put up numbers, look good doing it. The future is bright for my man. But that being said, I wasn't big on Wemby because, or I should say, I wasn't big on us winning the lottery last year because I really wanted Brandon Miller, who ended up going. I think he went second. He might have went third, but I wanted Brandon Miller just because I felt like he fit the Pistons better. But in retrospect, yeah, Wemby is the truth. So if we got Wemby, that would have also turned the team around. But that being said, this year, same thing. There are like well, I shouldn't even say three. I'm aware of two players that should be legitimate NBA players, should be all-stars and future all-stars. I guess I could put it like that. And both of them will be going in the top three. So, dropping down to 5 now it's like nobody agrees what you're going to do with the 5. So if you have like a Brad Holmes, GM who will go out there and he'll put in the work and make the best decision for the organization, and he'll stand behind that pick. If you had a guy like that, then picking that 5 is cool. Just like when he had when he picked Jahmyr Gibbs. There was that draft was kind of all over the place, but Jahmyr Gibbs was kind of considered a second round guy. But at the same time, Brian Branch was considered a first round guy, and Branch didn't go to the second, and Gibbs ended up going in the first. So like this is kind of how this draft is kind of shaping up. Like once you get past like one, it's kind of wide open where everybody could go. So you don't is no telling what the Pistons are going to do with that fifth pick. No telling at all.
So do you think there are some guys like I was gonna say 1 through 3, but you said 1 through 2 that can actually make a difference on this team?
On the Pistons team?
Yeah.
Like I said, man, so before you can even the thing is the Pistons are so bad, right? They're just so bad that you can't even really. It's so hard. So just take it for instance, last week, you look at the Pistons and how bad they are, and you try to figure out ways how to make them better, and you start going through the draft. But then it's like, well, I don't know who I should be looking at in the draft because they haven't done the lottery yet. All the mock drafts obviously had the Pistons selected number 1 because they had the worst record, but obviously they're at 5 now. So that would have been a waste. So, all right, now we know they're picking at 5, but Tom Gores put out a statement saying that, hey, going into next year, we are going to hire a new president of basketball operations who's basically going to be able to have the final say on any decision that's made for this team. We're going to keep Troy Weaver, but on the flip side, a statement just came out, or not a statement, but NBA media writer released, not a rumor, but basically he's been hearing that the Pistons are struggling to find somebody to even take an interview for this job. People aren't really cooperating with them for this job. And he also said that basically the Pistons put out a statement saying that, hey, whoever does take this president of operations job, they got full autonomy if they want to fire Troy Weaver. So why you wouldn't just fire Troy Weaver if you are going to give this next person the ability to fire him makes absolutely no sense to me. But that being said, you can't even really decide if there's a player because you don't even know who's making the pick.
Okay, you answered my question for me because I was going to ask you, were they hiring a basketball manager of basketball operations that will full autonomy with the final say of everything? What's the point of the GM?
I don't know. So we gotta wait to find out who they're gonna hire as this new president. He's gotta figure out what he's gonna do with this roster. Cade Cunningham has 1 more year on his rookie deal next season, I believe. So he's due for a contract extension. Do you trade Cade Cunningham to try to restart this broken rebuild as it already is? Or do you go ahead and draft a player and try to fit him in? And then the other thing that people are talking about, optimistic people. It was funny. I was on a YouTube post and I was going ham on the Pistons, and this guy commented saying that, wow, you are more pessimistic about the Pistons than I am. And I looked at that and I was just like, what is there to be optimistic about? Like there's literally nothing to be optimistic about. I pointed out that the Pistons lost 28 straight games in 1 regular season, which was, a record in itself. Pistons, right. Obviously were the worst team in basketball last year. They hired the highest paid coach in NBA Pistons history, and that coach turned around and produced the lowest win total in NBA Piston history. And the Pistons played 62. The Pistons played 62 more games than the Detroit Lions. And at the end of the year, the Detroit Lions and the Pistons both won a combined 14, or they both won 14 games respectively. So you played 62 more games than the Lions, but you both ended up with 14 wins. So, I mean, I ask somebody, please let me know, what is there to be optimistic about?
I mean, if you want to put it that way, I mean, not much.
You know, but
I I've been hearing rumblings though, man, on Woodward. People have been saying just saying this theory about like, what if you trade like the pick and one of your players? Well, I think they were talking about number one, but
yeah,
um,
yeah. No, I feel you. I've heard that you package Ivy or you package Duran with the fifth pick and try to get an established player, which um which is so here's my so I could give you Marcus's plan. I'll give you Marcus's plan, and then I'll give you reality plan. Marcus's plan is what I would say 75% of the fan base does not want to do, which is trade Cade Cunningham. Now, what you trade Cade Cunningham for, and real quick, I just want to put it out there. I think Cade has a bright future ahead of him. I think
it's
I
not
think
for Detroit,
just not for Detroit. It's just going to
right?
take too long. It's going to take too long for those stars to align where it would make sense to keep Cade here. So I would trade Cade. Now, what you trade him for is up to you. You can either trade him for first round draft picks. I had another argument with somebody online, and I was pointing out that there's a player, Dejounte Murray. Dejounte Murray played for the San Antonio Spurs, point guard. He was 6 years into the league. So Kay's only 3 years into the league, right? But Dejounte Murray was 6 years into the league. He was putting up 20 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists a game, 28 and 9. Cade Cunningham is 3 years into the league, and his last season he was putting up 22 points, 4 rebounds, and 8 assists, roughly. So that's not too far apart.
Right.
They traded Dejounte Murray. The Atlanta Hawks picked up Dejounte Murray from the Spurs. They ended up being like 3 first-round draft picks for Dejounte Murray. So what sparked me to look that up, but somebody was like, if you trade Cade, we're gonna get like a first round, we're gonna get 1 first-round pick. And that was ridiculous. Like Dejounte Murray got 3 first-round picks. So Cade is young. Cade has a bright future ahead of him. I think you can I shouldn't say easily, but you should be able to get 3 picks, 2 first-round picks at the minimum, and then you can start your rebuild like that. You could trade like that, or you could go the other route, and I look at Tyrese Halliburton for the Indiana Pacers. Right now, Pacers are in the second round, battling out with the New York Knicks, second round of playoffs. Tyrese Halliburton got drafted by the Sacramento Kings. A lot of people were mad that Troy Weaver didn't take Tyrese Halliburton. He took Killian Hayes instead, so we all know how that worked out. But Tyrese Halliburton got drafted by the Kings, but at the same time, they had their backcourt had De'Aaron Fox. It didn't work out. That was basically 2 point guards in your backcourt, which is what we have right now, Ivy and Cade. So they traded Tyrese Halliburton for Domantas Sabonis. Those are both 2 foundational pieces, and they just traded them. It was other teams involved and whatnot, but they traded them, and it was a blockbuster trade, and it worked out for both teams. The Sacramento Kings, they made the playoffs last year, and like I said, the Indiana Pacers are in it right now. But the moral of the story is they traded him for a player that fit the team that they had better, right? Because you didn't need 2 point guards. And just like right now, we don't need 2 point guards. And a lot of people want to, like you said, package Ivy and that pick. Well, I say you don't need to package that pick. You use that pick, you trade Cade, you get back, a power forward, a small forward, somebody that fits this team, somebody who can, is a shooter, which is what the Pistons are adverse to picking up right now. Troy Weaver hates shooters for some reason. You trade Cade for a 4. It's slipping my mind right now. But anyway, you trade him for a power forward that can shoot. And then that way you got Duran, you got a power forward, you got an established power forward, small forward type player. You can pick up somebody in free agency. You got Jaden Ivey running the point. You don't have to restart this whole thing, and you can basically change it up on the fly. those are my two ideas on what the Pistons should do if they want to get better quick. But what they're gonna do is they're gonna re-sign Cade. They're gonna throw money to whoever will take it, because that's the Tom Gore's way. Throw money to whoever will take it in free agency, and it'll probably be some guys that, you know, they're like role players on. You know, you might get a couple role players from a playoff team, but you know the thing about role players is when you take them off that playoff team, the production kind of declines. You know, you hope that it doesn't, but I feel like that's generally what happens. You know, it's just kind of natural. But
sounds like how the Lions used to be. Players come here to die.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
seeing as we talking about in hypotheticals, and you're gonna love this. I heard one theory about the Pistons going ahead and drafting Bronny and bringing LeBron James here, man. What do you think about that? That'll be a veteran. That'll be a veteran surrounded by all the stars you need. I mean,
So
the young stars.
yeah, that's been I don't know if I said it on here, but that's been on my mind for a while now. It wouldn't work out. It wouldn't work out like that though. It would be more of a hostage situation, right? So you draft Bronny, LeBron James finds out about this, and he's got to do something. Nobody has more pull in the NBA than LeBron James. So he's gonna do whatever it takes. He's gonna make his calls. He's gonna go do his back channels, and he's gonna make it. He might just call Adam Silver, like, listen, my son cannot play in Detroit. We just can't let it happen, which is cool because I'm cool with that, right? LeBron James is definitely not coming here. So what you do is you draft.
I mean, it's right down the street from Cleveland.
What you do is you draft Bronny, and you hold him hostage, and you force LeBron James to basically be your GM and force another GM to trade for Bronny and get as much as you can in return. And that is another way to start the rebuild.
Okay. All right. Well, you handled that better than I thought you would. I thought you were gonna just lose it, but okay, I got you. I've been
for that since day one. It was a joke when I said it at first, but as the season progressed, and I just saw that, you know, we got to really think outside the box to fix this team. You know, it would never happen. But that's one of the outside the box type thinking. I looked at a mock draft too, and you know, the consensus, it's my draft, so take that for what it's worth. But the consensus for the Pistons right now is I can't even pronounce the name, Matas Bazelis. You know, he's they say he's like a 6'10", small forward, right? I was like, oh, okay, 6'10", small forward, okay. But, you know, it said, you know, obviously he's got the pros, you know, his player's great at, you know, is very athletic, you know, very exciting player, athletic, highlight reel, blah, 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 blah. Can you guess what it said he needs to work on?
Shooting.
Needs to improve 3-point shot. And it's like, I just don't understand. Maybe they're just trolling us though. Maybe they're just trolling us because it's like how me and you look at Lions mock drafts. It's like, well, this guy, Lions love this type of player. So maybe the people doing the mock drafts was like, oh, the Pistons love players that can't shoot. So maybe they're just trolling us. But I
don't know, man. See, the Lions, they always get it wrong. Like they always, I think they don't understand the line. I think people don't understand the Lions' identity. With the Pistons, lately, man, it's kind of been, if not spot on, like right about around what they do.
Well, I mean, the Lions, I wouldn't say that they don't understand their identity. I think, you know, I mean, this last one, the consensus for the Lions was Alabama quarterback. You know, they just had the wrong one.
Right, but they said No, people were like Kool-Aid, definitely. Kool-Aid, that's the guy. He is definitely a lion, and I don't want to hear nothing else about it. Moving on to
Right.
the next, because they don't stay long on it. They be moving on to the next team.
Right. But at the same time, Terrion Arnold in every mock draft was going in the top 15.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I don't know, man. I just think it's an anomaly. Like whenever the Lions are on the board, or people are predicting what the Lions are going to do. Everybody's so sure that the Lions are going to do one thing, and then when it's time for them to do it, they do something completely opposite
Yeah,
what they did, and
Brad.
everybody be like, "Oh, that's a horrible idea," and and then it works out.
Brad is definitely unpredictable. Um, the only time I think the only pick they said that about this year was the Giovanni Manu pick.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't want to get too far away from basketball right now. I mean, I don't know if you had anything else to add about the Pistons, but I do want to get your picks for the playoffs before we move on. I heard that I keep getting the Mavericks confused with the Timberwolves, but I heard Timberwolves are giving it to Denver, and Denver is having trouble. And matter of fact, for a second, people thought they might have got swept with your boy Anthony Edwards, the dude you put me up on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were giving it to him, and then Joker got that MVP, and that revitalized them, and now the series is tied up.
Oh wow!
The next game will be in Denver. Yeah, so Minnesota took two from Minnesota took two in Denver, and then Denver came back to Minnesota and took two right back. So now it's 2-2. The first round of playoffs, it'll never happen because money. But God, they need to go back to they need to go back to best of 5 for the first round because it's such a waste. These teams, I think there was one game 7 in that first round. Everything else was pretty much a sweep, or it wasn't really, and it wasn't anything was really close. And it's like, man, just do best of 5 and get it over with. But yeah, don't.
Man, I think the NBA is trying to do with the NFL. They're trying to keep up with the NFL, so they keep adding these in-game tournaments and extra games and all this stuff because they suck.
Well, anyway, last thing I'll say about the Pistons, though, man, is they need to find this president of basketball operations. They gotta figure out what they're gonna do with Cade. Maybe Cade makes it easier for him. Maybe Cade does the Matthew Stafford when his new guy comes in and pulls him into the room and is like, "Hey, man, go ahead, trade me." Like, maybe it's something like that because, and that's all you got to look at, man. Look at the Lions, the people who are coming up with all these, let's just trade this pick and let's trade Dern and let's trade Ivy and throw. We got all this free agent money. Let's sign this guy and sign that guy. It all sounds good on paper, but like when you actually talk to these players and realize that Detroit is not like a destination place for somebody to come play at, you find out that not a lot of people are going to really want to take your money, and it's just better, man, to try to do like the Lions did and just find the right people and build a culture, build something sustainable, and just do it the right way. Because right now, man, we just flying by the seat of our pants. We ain't got no rhyme or reason. We just, hey, let's go out and pay Monty Williams all this money just because we need a coach. Like it's a sad thing.
But just like you said, even with the Lions, it took a change in ownership for that change to happen. And if Gorge doesn't understand it, or he's just not getting it, then it's not gonna happen until he moves aside, steps down, or maybe he will. Maybe it will be a miracle, and he'll just all of a sudden just a switch will flip and he'll get it. But I don't think it will.
Yeah, I don't think it will either. I'm not expecting the Pistons to be good anytime soon. But at the same time, even though Sheila pretty much took over the team, all she really did was, get together with Chris Spielman. Rod Wood was in the room, and they just,
No, I'm not. I don't want to take away from what she did. I'm not saying that she didn't do it right. She didn't build it the right way. But it took for somebody to realize that what we've been doing all these years has not been the right way. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
no,
Everybody.
I'm trying to take away from Sheila. I don't want to put it like that, but I am just saying, like, Sheila, like you said, yeah, Sheila had the wherewithal to realize that they've been making bad hires all these years and sticking with those bad hires. And she had the wherewithal to go out and get Chris Spielman, bring him in as a voice in the room. Like I said, Rod Wood's been there all along, and they were able to sit down and they were able to go find Dan Campbell. And they really vetted these interviews out. And Dan Campbell was the guy, and Brad Holmes was the guy. And it turns out they were the right guys. And then Sheila could just sit back and let them do what they do. So even though what's the name?
But I gotta give Sheila credit for that, man, because it's like so many guys or so many owners be out here like Jerry Jones and William Clay Ford, who really didn't give a fuck, or he just didn't know a whole lot about football. It's just like, I know what I'm doing, but he didn't know what he was doing. And then when he passed away, his wife took over, and she really didn't know what she was doing. But they're making these decisions anyway, even though they have no clue what they're doing. They're making these decisions, and they turn out to be horrible. And they were like, "Wow, oh man, why are these bad decisions?" Because you don't know anything about football. So I give Sheila props because she had the insight to know, hey, I want to see the team do good. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm gonna go get somebody who does know what they're doing. I'm gonna ask them their advice, and I'm gonna hire somebody, and then I'm gonna get the fuck out of the way.
I mean, Tom Gores lives in California. Like, I think Tom Gores is the only owner that doesn't live in Detroit. So, he's on the other side of the country, and that's.
But
like
he's still making decisions.
Not really. Not really. He's got like a whole team. He's really got like a whole team in place. That just like the phrase for the Pistons is too many cooks in the kitchen, which is kind of funny because there's a lot of cooks in the Lions kitchen. Brad Holmes, Chris Spielman, Dan Campbell, and then obviously Sheila's there, but like you said, she don't really make but she's there. Rod Wood's there. There's some cooks in the Lions kitchen, but everybody is on the same page. That's the problem with the Pistons.
That's what I was gonna say.
Not everybody's on the same page. You hear that Troy Weaver wanted a different coach, but now the only thing I will say, Tom Gores, his name is all over the Monty Williams hire because that's who he wanted.
Yeah.
Outside of wanting Monty Williams, Tom Gores hasn't really he don't like like, do I think Tom Gores wanted Asar Thompson, or do I think Tom Gores wanted Jaden Ivey, or do I think Tom Gores doesn't even know who Jaden Ivey was? I'd pick that one.
So then essentially you still have the William Clay Ford effect of an owner who really doesn't care.
I wouldn't even say it's not that he don't care, man. I would just say that he just has a dysfunctional organization because William Clay Ford, Matt Millen put together at the time the worst. Matt Millen put together the 0-16 Lions, and William Clay Ford turned around and let that man come back to his job the same way that Tom Gores let Troy Weaver and Monty Williams lose 28 straight games in a row, and then right now, as it stands, both them guys still got their job. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know to tell you, man. I don't know.
So, hey, that's all similarities. Similarities.
I don't know to tell you. So that's the idea. So the idea is that Tom Gores is going to hire this president of basketball operations, and this person is going to be the czar of Pistons basketball. So all you can hope is that they make the right pick. But I'm with you.
I thought you said it was Tayshaun.
Tayshaun is the czar of Memphis Grizzlies basketball. President. He's the president for the Grizzlies.
Oh.
I think he was on the list of people that they were interested in. But like I said, the reports and rumors are that not a lot of people are interested in taking this job.
Yeah, I can understand.
Yeah, but that's all I got to say about that.
What did you? You didn't give me none of your picks for the playoffs. So who are you think gonna win real quick?
Right now you got the Cavaliers and the Celtics. That's gonna be the Celtics. And the other game in the East is the Pacers and Knicks. That's a tough game. That's a tough series. But the Knicks are hurt right now. They got a lot of injuries piling up. So I think the Pacers might. That series is tied. So I say Pacers might pull that out. Then you got Pacers, Celtics. Doesn't matter really, because whoever wins between Pacers and Knicks, they're gonna lose to the Celtics. Yeah, they're gonna lose to the Celtics. Celtics going to the finals. And on the West, the way Denver came back and the way Denver came back, I got to go with Denver. And the other one is the Mavericks and the Thunder, which is a pretty good matchup. But I think I'll rock with I don't know. That's a tough one. I guess I will go with the Mavericks. And the same way, whoever wins that one, I think they lose to Denver. And Denver, Boston, and I got Denver with the repeat.
All right. Well, you heard it here, folks. Get your bets going, and call Marcus if you don't win. So now my part of the show.
Jared Goff.
No, man, go. Yeah, well, woohoo! You know what I'm saying? I'm glad. I'm happy for the guy, man. I like Jared Goff. I keep saying I'm not against Jared Goff. I just wanted to know I'm the type of guy I don't like to know all my options. So if I got a 5-time Pro Bowler sitting on the bench, I would like to know it. Right now, we don't know anything about Hendon Hooker. So the fact that contracts are getting signed without knowing what I got in tow is craziness to me. But it happened. It's over with. Congratulations. I'm a golfie now, so whatever.
Yeah, man. It's the writing was on the wall. I think the biggest thing to talk about right now is, like you said, what happens with Hendon Hooker. I was telling you, I think the best case scenario is you can obviously we're gonna see him this preseason. We all excited to watch him this preseason. And maybe after a year or two, if he comes in, maybe we get him some garbage time minutes, or it's no telling what happens as the future goes on. But hopefully in 2 years, you have something in Hendon Hooker, and then you got another decision to make. That's my hope. Is that basically he makes Brad Holmes' job real tough on him, and on what the future is going to look like going for the Lions. But on the flip side, Jared Goff has the same opportunity, because if he goes out there and wins one more game, it's going to be real hard to go any other way besides with him.
Yeah, no, man, I get it, man, and if Jared, I mean, I'm not like I said, like people were saying on easy on war, like people are rooting against golf. I'm not rooting against golf, man. No, I just what I'm saying, I would just hate for Hendon to be something, and like we had that guy and we passed on him. You know what I'm saying? Just like everything is easy, looking back. You know what I'm saying? Hindsight is the perfect view. You know what I'm saying? But like I'm not saying he might not be nothing. He might come out here bomb and be the worst thing we've ever seen on the field. But I'm just saying you don't know. He might be the greatest thing you've ever seen on the field. You just don't know. And if he is the greatest thing, I would hate to miss out. So I mean, and then but like you said 2 years. So but I don't even know necessarily know if that's like possible because it's like okay, so Jared Goff signed in 4 years. He has three of them guaranteed, I think. So he still got the contract for this year. So that's 1 year. Then he got 3 more years. So that's 4 years before you even get to an option to that. So that's still 4 years before we even will know if Hendon will be the what do you call it, the successor. So by then Hendon will be gone. You know what I'm saying? By then Hendon will be moved on. He will either we will either know that he's a star. So everybody, all the teams will either know that he's a star or they'll know that he's a bum. And so he'll either move on and there's nothing we can do with him, or um or he'll be sorry and nobody will want him. And even if that's and even if he's and even if he does decide to stay and he's good in 4 years, he'll be like almost 30.
If Hendon Hooker is here 4 years, if Hendon Hooker is here 4 years from now and he's just a backup quarterback for the Detroit Lions, that would be the worst case scenario. And everybody, because people, the thing that I'm hearing right now is that was a huge waste of a third round draft pick. And I don't subscribe to that theory because, like I said, first off, you never know what's going to happen with your quarterback. So you just never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen to your quarterback, if he's going to stay healthy or not. You don't, like you said, you don't know what you have with Hendon Hooker. You don't know what this guy's going to look like in the NFL. And third of all, if he's here for 4 years, then that, to me, that means that he wasn't anything, and that was a waste of a third round pick. But like I said, I think that the way that the quarterback is in the NFL, man, if Hendon Hooker is what we all thought he was coming out of college, man, people are going to be banging on the door to get this guy if he's even like half of what we think he is. Because you got to think, we're going to see him in preseason and we're going to see him maybe in garbage time. So it's going to be this guy's only going to be put in good situations. So his tape is going to look so good to other teams. They're not going to see if he does have a weakness. They're not really going to see it in garbage time, or they're not really going to see it in preseason football. But if they have a good team and all they need is just like a better quarterback, somebody out of the 31 other teams, I feel like somebody's going to be desperate enough to be like, hey, let's take a roll on Hooker.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that's what's going to happen. So I mean, I definitely think that's what's going to happen because I think Hooker is going to be the guy that we all think he is. But we paid Goff now, so I mean, just tell me, like, if Hooker is what we think he is, and he goes to another team, and he's everything that you imagine, won't you just be a little slightly salty?
No, not at all.
Okay, okay, all right.
I wouldn't.
You ain't got to tell me. You ain't
I
gotta
would.
tell me.
I wouldn't because it's just like you said, hindsight is 2020. So it's like, yeah, looking back, I might be like, oh, blah 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 blah. But like right here, right now, I told you, man, it was 2 rows. It was 2 rows, and right now, the guy that you have right now is the guy that you've been rolling with this whole time, and to just kind of ghost, ghost that guy and start veering to this other way and slow play him like, oh no, you know we still it's still me and you, it's still me and you. Hey Hendon, hey, go out there with the first team real quick. like in a vacuum, in theory,
It's a business, man.
in fantasy world, that would be perfect. If we were playing Madden and we wanted to put Hooker in on those reps, but we wanted to roll Goff out there on Sundays until Hooker's rating goes up. Hey, that's cool because who cares? This is a video game. But like in real life, it ain't gonna work. That's too messy. It's too messy. So you gotta just pick one. And right now, you gotta roll with the guy that got you there.
It's a business, man. It's a
It
business.
definitely is a business, man. Hey, man. I got no problem letting people go, but sometimes.
And I'm not even calling to let them go.
No, you call them the slow play them. You want the slow play.
I just want to know what I got. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even saying Goff wasn't. I wasn't even saying that Goff wasn't the man. I'm just saying if somebody gave me a Christmas present, you know what I'm saying, and then somebody told me I could never open my Christmas present, I'd be pretty mad. Because guess what? It could be a piece of bullshit, or it could be the greatest present I ever got in my life. But I don't know because nobody won't let me open it.
But you got that other big gift that you already opened that you know is great. But instead of focusing on that, because that was the big gift, but you like, oh yeah, that's great and all, but I gotta find out what's in there.
I want to know.
Amen.
But you know what? But at the end of the day, like I told you before, man. If they sign Goff, I'm rocking with them, and I am. I like these conversations that we've been having is not to put Goff down in any way because I do like Goff. I do like Goff as a quarterback. I like Goff before you did actually. Before he started fucking up when he first came here. And then he started fucking up, and I lost faith in him. But he brought me back around. But I don't want. I'm not saying that I don't want Goff as a quarterback. I think he's a great leader. I think he's sustainable for a quarterback. He wins games. You know what I'm saying? You know, I just off the theory that you always look for upgrades. You know what I'm saying? And if Hendon Hooker is an upgrade, I just wanted to know. But no. I don't want to be salty about it. Goff. I want everybody to know Goff has my full support, and I congratulate him. Congratulations to him. I think he's a wonderful, great leader and a great player. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. That's at the same, yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. And we're gonna like we said, man, we're gonna see we'll probably revisit this conversation come preseason, or we'll definitely, they was talking about it on the radio about how going forward now, right now, I think who was it? Amon-Ra St. Brown was like the highest paid quarterback for like 2 days. I mean, wide receiver. He's like the highest paid wide receiver for like 2 days, and then I think AJ Brown got a contract done. But Jared Goff going. Right now Jared Goff is the highest paid quarterback in the league. So going forward,
he's the highest paid Lion in Lion history.
Yeah. So going forward, it's like every game where he, struggles, that's what everybody gonna be
I'm
talking
be on
about.
his ass. No,
Yeah.
I'm just playing.
They will be. It's gonna be that's gonna be the new talk unless they just do like they did last year.
I mean, it's just like you said, golf is golf. So you already know what you're gonna get, man. You're gonna get somebody who's precise. He needs precision, and if you disrupt that precision, then he gonna be a little shaky. But other than that, he gonna get you what you need.
Yeah, but those Chicago Bear games and those Baltimore Raven games and he was shaky in that Seattle Seahawks game. Those shaky games, the volume gonna get turned up on golf. And but like you said, you know what you're gonna get, and he dealt with that last year. There's a lot of pressure on him last year, and at the end of the day, he righted the ship. But we'll definitely revisit this conversation.
While I got you, man, we have mini rookie camp. Did you see any of the clips and highlights of the interviews and everything?
No, I just saw the two Terrion Arnold clips that I showed you. Might as well talk about the interception, which I did, which is funny. So the Terrion Arnold clip, where he picks off the quarterback and starts running it back, and I saw a Twitter poll that was like, A, B, or C. What do you see here? And like A was like, he kind of got beat, but he caught back up and got back into the play. Or B, he was kind of slow. Or C, like he made a great read on the ball and got an interception. And I was like, yeah, all those things was kind of true, but I just thought that was interesting, because all we really look at as the interception was like, oh man, look at that, he intercepted the ball. But like he was like, the ball was kind of underthrown, which it was. And I was like, okay, yeah, okay, I can kind of see that. But the other clip was him. They asked him where he gets his toughness and his I can't remember what it was, but they asked him where that came from, and basically said from his mom and how they've been competing since he was little. And he was like, my mama know that if she was lined up across from me right now, I jam her and put her in the dirt right now.
Right.
So wild of a thing to say. And it just goes back to what I was saying, I think in that last video or 2 videos ago, where I said, hey, my number one defensive back, I need him to be a little crazy. And so, I love that. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, man. Everything that I've heard out of Terry Mouth since he's gotten here, I loved every moment. He's charismatic. He got that confidence. He's he's everything you want to hear, man. Everything you talk about is football. It's like, yeah, man. I love everything about the kid. But as far as that catch goes, man, I kind of did see that before everybody started talking about it, that he got beat on that catch a little bit the first time I saw it. But that's not what stood out to me, because it happens. You know what I'm saying? Unless you can read the receiver's mind, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes they make a cut or or they're gonna do something that might lose you. But what impressed me about it, I mean, of course, and like you said, of course, the interception, is impressive. But what impressed me about it was the recovery speed. You know what I'm saying? I was like, ooh, he caught back up with him before he even made the interception. And then when he made the interception, it's just like a little cherry on top. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I took away from that rep. But it's only one rep, and on top of everything else, it's the first day of practice. So you can't really take anything off. The first rep the first day of practice, one rep on the first day of practice, because people are not into their grooves. People are not loose. They probably got knocked the cobwebs off and get back into shape, and back into playing shape.
Yeah, nah, I'm with you, man. Yeah.
And the other thing I saw was Rakestraw and Terry Arnold, man, like the best of friends. They've known each other. They knew each other for like one day, and they were like buddy.
That's what's up, man. You love, like I said, man. This is Legion of Boom 2.0. So, Brian Branch. I'm assuming Brian Branch played with him. I'm not for sure. I know they're both from Alabama, but I'm assuming they played together. So there you go. Bring in Rakestraw. Iffy started coming on last year. Like, man, it's exciting. It's gonna be real interesting to see what the Lions do next year. The talk of the town is Super Bowl or bust with the Lions. That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, man. I mean, hey, it should be nothing less. We got not saying that it's automatic, man, but we got there last year and we improved. And not to say some other teams didn't improve either, but because I definitely think the Bears and Green Bay improved, but I still think we got what it takes to get there, man. You know what I'm saying? If we come out and do what we're supposed to do, make a game plan, cover the, don't let Goff get flustered. And we got a defense to go around with the offense that we had last year. It shouldn't be no stopping us. But
Still got to figure out that edge rusher though.
yeah, so I don't know. Everybody say that Davenport is that guy if he can stay on the field. You still got James Houston if he can stay on the field. And the new guy that we just drafted, Wingo, and said he can play edge as well. So and Pascal, he can also play edge. So I mean, we got guys over there that can do it. It's just a question mark on all of them.
So what I heard you say right there was James Houston, you're our only hope. I don't know if you did, but I know you said you was gonna do it, but you saying it made me do it, which was look at some Davenport, highlights, and James Houston, you're our only hope. So, I mean, he was trying, but I mean, I'm not going. I'm not. I don't mean to do it. I'm going to do it, but I don't mean to do it. But last year, I didn't even recognize James Houston. I get it. He was kind of trying to hurry and get back, and he was coming off the injury. And when he was in the game, man, I didn't even recognize that guy, like just like play style wise. So hopefully this offseason will do wonders, and he could get back to that guy that came out of nowhere. And what was that, his rookie year?
Mm-hmm.
That guy we saw in his rookie year, man, that would be fantastic.
I think he will. My thing with James Houston is everybody's saying that he's not a every down defensive end. You know what I'm saying? He's that guy. He's like a third down guy. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I wanted Jared Verse, because I wanted somebody who could contain the edge. I mean, even if James Houston is an amazing rusher, but I'm not so sure what he is against the run and containing that outside edge in case the quarterback does want to roll out or they running a sweep around that corner or whatnot. So yeah, so I'm all for it. If we can get that player that was out there rushing that quarterback on pass plays, yeah, but that's not what concerns me. I'm concerned about us getting to 3rd and 28 and somebody breaking around that corner for 29 yards.
If I could get that rusher from his rookie year, then I'll figure the rest out after that. Because we got nobody, man. Like I mean, you seen it, bro. And then I gotta get text from you. Aiden, Aiden, get that rush, man, and that quarterback step up. move over to the other side where it's just clean as day. And he decides, do I want to pass it? Do I want to take off and run?
Nah, I be watching. I
gotta get that text like, oh yeah, I know Aiden getting triple team, but man, come on, you gotta get through the triple team and the quadruple that's coming on the edge too.
Dog. I love, man. You be making me into the bad guy, dog. Aiden be getting in there, man. He will get. He gets to the quarterback, gives the quarterback a high five, and then the quarterback runs to the other side and throws the ball.
Yeah, but never mind those 2-3 guys. It ain't no 3 guys. But yeah, he be
my thing is never that Aiden isn't awesome defensive end. When you get those texts, what do I always say? Aiden has to finish. That's my whole argument with him. He needs to finish because he gets to the court. He gets there. He just got to finish.
Right. Well, he gets there, and then the quarterback goes to the other side where there should be another defensive end coming in, but there's not because that guy sucks.
You're all right. Okay. I mean, and that's why I wanted. That's why I wanted verse.
Yeah. No, I couldn't argue that. I was with you. You brought me to the verse side, and we tried not to even talk about it. We tried not to jinx it.
Yeah, man. Still, we ain't gotta go into it. I'm still hurt.
Who ended up taking him?
LA. No, is it LA?
Yeah, it was LA.
Yeah, I think it's LA.
Yeah, because the Rams they took Verse and they took Fisk and the Steelers. Yeah, Steelers and the Rams. So yeah. But
so now I gotta go against Stafford and Verse on the other side of the ball. Well, the Rams just keep stealing my players, man. What's wrong with them?
Well, I gave him Stafford, so that's that. You can put that on me. That's my fault. I ain't know they was gonna give me Jared Goff back, but hey, look, in the end, it all worked out. You know, it all worked out. I might buy a Jared Goff jersey.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's not happening, but I have done a complete 180 on Jared Goff.
Yeah, I was just about to say you was the one that when Jared Goff first, before he even signed the contract, he was the one that told me that Jared Goff was the worst thing to ever happen to football.
Worst quarterback I've ever seen in my life. I'm pretty sure that was my exact quote. Jared soft. This guy sucks. This guy is the worst quarterback ever. Like, why would they trade the quarter? Why would the Lions hate me? They traded my least favorite quarterback for a quarterback I hate even more. Like, man, I'm trying to think what was worse, like that day or like the Pistons right now. That's tough, man. Those dark Detroit sports days, man. Well, some of them, we're still living in some of them.
Well, I'm excited to see what we do. I'm excited to see what the rookies can do. When the veterans show up, I think that I don't know when the OTA start, man, but I'm excited to see what they can do when they got some real competition in front of them. Gio Manu had a good practice. They say just like we thought, he needs a ton of work. But he had a couple of flashes that stood out. But they say he's a holder. He be holding like crazy.
Yeah.
But other than that, man, I like everything that came out of rookie camp this year, man. We seem like we got some good determined guys, and I'm excited to see what happens this year. I feel like we can discuss it, more as we get more information about what's going on in camp. You know what I'm saying? I think they're gonna drop the schedule in a few days, so we'll go back over that and see what we think.
That's I believe that's that's Wednesday.
Oh, is this Wednesday?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay, cool.
yeah. So I do know that we do play the Rams this year. They come to Detroit, so you'll get a
What's your
chance.
most anticipated game?
Oh, I'm not even sure what I'm not even sure what off the top of my head I can't even remember everybody we playing. Um, I mean
For
right
me, I definitely want to play Dallas. Everybody hyped up about the LA game. I ain't tripping about the LA game, and I definitely want to play San Francisco. And and I want to play the Seahawks, even though the Seahawks is kind of if we go out and we beat the Seahawks, that'd kind of be um a false victory because Pete Carroll left. So it's like whatever.
honestly, I think the Seahawks right now is the Seahawks is a good. I'm with you. I'm with you. I just feel like we should beat the Seahawks. You know, if we lost to the 49ers or if we lost to the Rams, I could understand that. But the Seahawks, like you said, we should beat them. We we owe them. So, you know, without seeing the schedule in front of me, that's the game that I'm kind of excited for. I'm not sure where it is, but especially if it was in Seattle, I would love to go to Seattle and beat them, just because like they just been a thorn in our sides, low key. But we kind of, you know, because we was both neck and neck in like our rebuild kind of, and I know, you know, they took you know, that they took Kenneth Walker, who I really wanted that 1 year. They took what's the cornerback last year?
Uh, 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 Devin, Devin,
Witherspoon.
yeah, Devin
Yeah,
Witherspoon, yeah,
okay. Yeah, they took Witherspoon last year. The idea was that the Lions wanted him. So, you know, they just kind of and they took our playoff spot. So, you know, they just kind of just been in the way. So it would just I would just feel like, you know, we made it to the NFC championship. So obviously we kind of we definitely not kind of we definitely have surpassed them in our rebuild, but it would be good to just put them in the dirt and just, you know, be done with them. And like I said, Pete Carroll gone, and it's kind of a new regime coming in. But you know, I just, especially, I hope we get that game early. You know, just so we could see, you know, a mobile quarterback early, and it'd be an opportunity to show that hey, we can handle a mobile quarterback because we haven't yet. We that's right now. Right now, that's still our biggest weakness defensively, at least.
definitely. Yeah. I'm eager to see what we got out there, man. The defense should be, if nothing else, in the top 12 this year.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm with you. They've done a really good job of like that secondary, man. The way they flip the secondary is it's incredible, man. It's
Yeah,
incredible to go from what we had last year to, you know, potentially what we have this year. I'm excited for it. And, like last year it was supposed to be good last year. So, you know, somebody might hear that and be like, oh, last year was supposed to be good. But personally, I wasn't sold last year. I know Gardner Johnson was supposed to be, you know, a big impact player. And I heard good things about Sutton. And I didn't know anything about Mosley. Uh, but
well, everybody got hurt last year. I mean, it was supposed to be better last year, but CJ Gardner Johnson came out, played like one and a half games. Then he got hurt. Emmanuel Mosley, um, healing rate was longer than expected, and then when he came back, he got hurt. James Houston came out and played 2 games and got hurt on special teams. So Cam Sutton, who was supposed to be our who was supposed to be our number 2 corner, got moved to number 1 corner. So it was a lot of factors that we were supposed to be good last year, but a lot of things happened that changed that changed that outlook. Kaminsky didn't produce last year like he did the year before. It was just a lot of things that hindered us from being where we expected to be.
I think we had a lot of number 2 guys last year, and going into this year, I feel like we've upgraded to a lot of number 1 guys. That's how I feel about it.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know. He, like I said, Emmanuel Mosley was supposed to be your number 1. C.J. Gardner Johnson was supposed to be your number 1, and the guy who was your number 1, Sutton, was supposed to be your number 2.
Where do you think Emmanuel Mosley fits in first game depth chart?
If he can get back healthy, I don't know. Let's just say 2 or 3 games into the season, I think he's the other side of Carl Davis.
So Terry Arnold.
I don't know, man. The DB room is. I would have to see more from Terrion. I'll have to see more from all of them to give you to answer that.
I think last thing I'll say is if I say my depth chart would be 1 Carlton Davis, 2 Terrion Arnold, 3 Amik Robertson. I think Emmanuel Mosley is going to be your first. He's going to be your first. He's going to be your first rotation sub, and I think Rakestraw is going to be your second rotation sub.
I mean, whatever way they do it, you can't be mad at it because I think all of them are good. I don't think they have any bad corners. So whatever way they do it, I think whoever goes out there and competes and wins the job, I'm with it. But as of right now, I will have to go with Davis and Mosley, and Terrion is my third, Amik as my fourth, and right now Rakestraw will be. I think Rakestraw is a slot.
I got it. So
and he's tiny at without his pads on, man. I ain't realize how small he was.
I wish I have my notebook, but so I feel like our first bet is basically the number 2 corner, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Team Arnold versus Team Mosley. I'm excited to see how it turns out.
Terrion is my guy, though, man. I'm rooting for the guy.
Hey, man, I'm not disparaging nobody. I'm not saying nobody's disparaging anybody. It can only be, one. Somebody got to win out, like you said. He got Mosley, and to your credit, Mosley's a seasoned player, so that's a very important position out there. So we know how the Lions operate. They like to work guys in and let them prove that they're ready for the responsibility. So it could very well be Mosley, but I'm just gonna go out and say Arnold's gonna go out and shine and outshine Mosley, but we'll see.
Eventually, it will be Mosley. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Eventually, it will be Terrion. Eventually, it will be Terrion.
Yeah, I think Mosley back on the 1-year deal, right?
Yeah, they gave him another 1-year deal.
Yeah, so eventually.
But they couldn't give him a 2-year deal because he came out and played 2 plays and got hurt. So if he did that again, then know what I'm saying. But that's another thing I'm saying. He got something to come out and prove.
I'm with it. But yeah, man, that's all I got.
Yeah, man. I think I'm about to take my ass to the crib, man.
Sound good. Well, appreciate y'all for checking us out.
Like, subscribe, share the stream.
Please do. You know, they got me on Twitter. They said I was spamming posts. So yeah. Can y'all do me a favor and also share?
They said you was spamming.
Yeah, because I was dropping links on all these different posts.
Ah, man.
Yeah, I know Elon.
Hey, don't promote yourself.
Right. Man, people selling all types of stuff on Twitter, and they gonna come to me for a sports. Too much. But yeah, that's all we got today, y'all.
Peace.
Detroit basketball.